The warning saying check hybrid system, turn off engine in the Sonata Hybrid is a generic message telling you about the potential problem with either the ICE or electric powertrain, and it's impossible to say at once what's going on with the vehicle. In a lot of cases, this condition is triggered by temperature issues. If there are problems with the coolant level or electric coolant pumps, this is the first warning you will see. But of course, the first step is to plug in a good OBD2 scanner and read the codes. It would be nice to get a Hyundai compatible scanner, since it will give you much more information than a generic reader. So before you spend any money or time on repair, try turning off the vehicle, locking it and waiting for 5-10 minutes, then start the car and see if it keeps throwing this warning. Also check the coolant level, then open the trunk and visually inspect the battery area for any moisture. If you see traces of water intrusion here, just take your Hyundai to a good workshop or to the dealership. This is not a DIY job anymore. Now, depending on what codes you have, there are several very helpful TSBs. Now, let's start with the TSB number 2001003H. It covers a very common problem for the 2016-2017 model year Sonata with the power relay assembly. There is a specific relay and also the power cable connector that may go loose and have a bad connection. I should warn you that checking this power relay assembly is not a DIY job, and you need to know what you're doing, since high voltage systems are not safe for a person having no clue how to work with them. But you may show this TSB to your independent mechanic and they will check the problematic relay. Then the TSB number 1601020. This is a dealership-aimed TSB explaining how you can fix the electric water pump issues. This is a very common culprit of the check hybrid system warning in Hyundai cars, so it makes sense to investigate this TSB and see if you can find the problem. Also, this TSB ridiculously shows how you can fix the water pump connector using heat rings and electrical tape, obviously of black color. This is the first time I have seen such a thing in an official TSB issued by a car manufacturer. One more TSB is 21EM007H. This is a massive building covering the P2600 code in the Sonata Hybrid. It gives certain insights on how to test and replace the pump, which may be helpful during DIY repairs or with independent mechanics. Also, the check hybrid system warning may be triggered by blown fuses, bad connections in the system, issues with the 12-volt battery, and also any engine sensor failing. If your Sonata goes into EV mode and the engine won't start, the problem is very likely connected with the ICE, and it's usually easier and cheaper to solve. But if the EV system shuts off, this is usually a complicated problem with the hybrid system that needs professional inspection and repair.